It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the Daily Trust. 16 buried, 150 still missing after Niger boat mishap. The riders there, ferry conveying 300 Maulud celebrants. Rescue operation still ongoing, 182 lives lost in 3 years. And the picture story there is that of rescue operation, a sad one there. Now, Iran-Israel war, federal government moves to evacuate Nigerians in Lebanon. Another story here, Constitution review, Atiku proposes rotational presidency. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria to federal government sanction officials making policies that ruin businesses. And Governor Lawal's allegation against Matawale despite onslaught on bandits unpatriotic. Some stories on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. To the Leadership newspaper, still talking about 169 passengers feared dead in Niger boat mishap. 31 rescued, 70 bodies recovered. Search continues as Kwara, Niger communities mourn. And the picture story also depicting that of rescue operations happening in Kwara State during the incident or after the incident that happened. Now, another story here, poverty in northern Nigeria on increase. That's what the minister is quoted as saying. Boko Haram and Dumain seeks engagement of mercenaries. And story here, local government election commission bill will kill democracy. That's what NNPP is quoted as saying. Israel slams travel ban on UN chief Guterres over Iran. Some stories there on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. To the Daily News Hub, a tragedy hits Niger, Benue as 150 drown. Gunmen kill soldiers, 7 others shoot dead monarch. Now, reps reject Tinubu CFR award for Speaker, say Senate not superior, accuse Tinubu of discrimination. Tinubu jets out to UK for 2 weeks yearly leave. Over 13 billion naira diverted from government coffers in September alone. That's what the ICPC is quoted as saying. Now, military dismisses seaman detained for 6 years. Some stories there on the front page of the Daily News Hub. To the Nation newspaper now, House of Reps confronts Senate's Chief Justice over protocol status, passed motion. House not subservient to Senate. Speaker is equal to Senate President, higher than CJN. Upgrade Speaker's CFR to GCUN like SP and CJN, that's Senate President and CJN. Now, VAT on diesel, as value-added tax on diesel, CNG, cooking gas gone. Edu, small businesses won't pay tax from January the 1st. Nigerian Airlines, Emirates close to cut short deal. ICPC recovers 13 billion naira sterling funds in 1 month. Some of the stories on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Now to this Nigerian newspaper, reps blow hot over CFR honor for Speaker Abbas, raised dust over President's decision to award Akpabio Kekereekun GCUN while Abbas gets lower award. No upper or lower chamber, we are equal, they insist. Now, Tinubu begins 2-week annual leave in the UK. And Confab, ethnic nationalities, youth leaders hail president. It's a distraction. Riwa. And that's the Human Rights Writers Association. And Niger, 70 bodies recovered, many missing after boat with 300 passengers capsizes. To the blueprint now, 64th Independence, reps reject CFR national honor on Tajuddin Abbas, demand Akpabio CJN Kekereekun GCUN status for Speaker. Maulud Nabi boat ferrying 300 capsizes in Niger, 16 bodies recovered. 169 Kwara passengers missing, locals report. Divers intensify rescue operation, Governor Abdulrazak mourns. And the downstrip here, Nigerian airlines free to operate into any airport in UAE. That's what the federal government is quoted as saying. Israel-Lebanon attacks move to safer place, NIDCOM advises Nigerians. And some other paper earlier on is saying the federal government is ready to evacuate Nigerians in Lebanon. Terrorists slaughter 6 farmers, abduct 5 others in Borno. A sad one there. All right, those are the stories on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper. To the Daily Times now. Engage services of military contractors to wipe out terrorists. Ndumetu Tinubu says military, civilian JTF ill-equipped to carry out task of eliminating remaining insurgents. Now, federal government's repression of peaceful protests must end. Amnesty International is quoted as saying that says federal government should listen to critics rather than clamping down on peaceful protests. Nigeria requires $410 billion to deliver energy transition plan by 2060. ECN is quoted as saying that the BOI to disburse 1 billion naira single-digit interest loan to 140 manufacturers. As a Bank of Industry set to disburse single-digit interest loan to 140 manufacturers. Some stories there on the front page of the Daily Times. Ibrahim.
Well, the first with me here is the Punch newspaper. Local government autonomy, governors in fresh move to delay implementation. Local government's plan to get October allocation from federal government account as NOGE, others enforcement. Now, customs intercept 682 million naira cannabis indica at Tinkan Port. Court hears Barbican, FBN 5.4 billion naira shares dispute, October the 21st, 25 killed in Niger boat crash. National honors, House not inferior to Senate, reps tell federal government. Above the masthead, local government poll, INEC withholds register as Fubara Wike's camps clash. NNPCL portal shut down, delays petrol supply, marketers. PDP crisis, Oyinlola Peace panel begins sitting Monday. Federal government stops VAT on diesel, cooking gas. Next is Salient Times. We recovered over 13 billion naira diverted funds in September 2024. ICPC, ASU to Nigerians, blame federal government if we strike again. Local government poll, Fubara declares Thursday, Friday public holidays. Ondo Guba, SDP deputy governorship candidate, dumps party, weeks to election. Reps reject CFR award conferred on Speaker Abbas. Query why Senate President is referred to as chairman of the National Assembly. 25 dead, 125 missing in Niger State boat accident. Above the masthead, Tinubu leaves for UK, begins 2 weeks annual leave. In Undume, asks Tinubu to hire military contractors to flush out Boko Haram. NEDCOM asks Nigerians to leave Lebanon as Israel intensify attacks. Next is New Telegraph newspaper. Corruption. We recovered 13 billion naira diverted public funds in September. That's according to the ICPC. To empower states, mobilize attorneys general as PCA, AGF pledge assistance. Insecurity. Ndume asks Tinubu to engage mercenaries. Canada to reduce study permits for Nigerians. Others. Nigerian oil firm moves to buy state-owned refinery in Trinidad. Next is, that's about it for the New Telegraph. Next is the Daily Independent newspaper. Federal government removes VAT on diesel, cooking gas to crash prices. Gazette's regulation on withholding tax begins implementation January the 1st. Reps reject CFR national honor conferred on Speaker Abbas. Herdsmen kill 2 soldiers, 6 others cart away arms. Protesters occupy Ondo INEC office, wants wreck removed. Tinubu jets out to UK on annual leave. And Article 6 rotational presidency, strengthening of electoral laws. Local government poll. Governor Fubara declares October the 3rd, 4th public holidays. Next is Nigerian Tribune. Oil and gas sector. Federal government introduces tax incentives, VAT, modifications on diesel, CNG, others. Gazette withholding tax 2024 regulations. Many missing as boat carrying over 200 passengers sinks in Niger. Atiku writes National Assembly proposes rotational presidency, wants minimum education qualification raised. Hire military contractors to wipe off terrorists. Ndume tells Tinubu. Ekiti returning to Awolowo's farm settlement era to boost food security. Oyebanji. Next is Nigerian News Direct. Federal government exempts LPG, CNG, others a new VAT modification order. ICPC recovers over 13 billion naira in diversion of public funds in September. Osun protesters clash with police over vehicle seizure. Umahi launches Operation Free Our Roads, commences repairs on Lagos-Songo-Abeokuta Expressway. Makinde inaugurates local government staff training school, approves appointment of new permanent staff. National honor, Speaker rejects award, demands equal recognition with Senate President. Next is Platform Times. Lagos, Ogun, top national health preparedness rankings in 2024. That's according to reports. High living cost. Federal government removes VAT on diesel, cooking gas, etc. Emefiele didn't follow procedures for currency redesign. Ex-CBN deputy governor tells court. Police arrest 6 foreigners, others for illegal mining in Zamfara. 13 billion naira diverted public funds recovered in September. ICPC chairman. Enugu women protest rising kidnappings. Desert farms over insecurity. 14-year-old tortured for missing church funds as corporate confesses weeks later. Next is the First News newspaper. All set for First News 4th anniversary public lecture. Fubara, Diri, Dixon, Obuku, others to grace events. Tinubu departs Abuja for 2-week annual leave in the UK. Reps challenge Senate supremacy. Demand GCON for Speaker over inferior CFR honor. Hire mercenaries to fight insurgents. 71-year-old Ekiti man jailed for life over rape of 10-year-old girl. Iron missile attack. Israel labels UN Secretary General terrorist supporter, imposes ban. Last but not least is the Nation Sport Alive. Conference League opener. Maresca set to ring changes against Gens. Champions stunned in France. Salah Stunner seals slots. First Euro Open win at Anfield. Osimhen out for 6 weeks after suffering a thigh strain, unavailable for AFCON qualifiers. Ronaldo presented with awesome drawing by fan. Quite interesting headlines here. That's
absolutely.
Yeah.
But the start story talking about the boat that capsized in Kwara, Niger State, and Niger State, between Kwara and Niger, that boundary that they have, and the number of persons that have died. This is not the first time, but unfortunately it's happening